Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike Tanko, and I'm calling in from my home office here in Akron, Ohio. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this evening's Straight Talk call with DJ Formulator Russ Bianchi. I'd like to start off this evening's call by just giving you a little bit of background information on our company, Zija International. Zija International is founded by a gentleman by the name of Ken Brailsford. And for those of you that do not recognize Ken by name, Ken is literally an icon within the network marketing and direct distribution industry. Throughout the history of network marketing, there have been a total of 24 companies that have reached the status of being called what we call a legacy company. Now, a legacy company is one that has reached $1 billion in sales, has stayed in business for more than 20 years, and is still in business today. Ken Brailsford is the only individual that has founded 2 out of these 24 companies. Ken was the co-founder of Nature Sunshine and also the founder of Enrich International. Now, Zija International is certainly poised to be his 3rd legacy company. And ladies and gentlemen, these are exciting times here with Zija International. The company is expanding rapidly around the globe. We're opening in new markets. We're releasing new products, which we'll discuss on the call here tonight. And we're literally helping tens of thousands of people with their health. These products are literally revolutionizing the health and wellness industry. So to further discuss these products on this evening's call, I'm extremely honored to introduce one of the top distributors in the company, the host of this evening's call, and also a Distributor Leadership Council member and holistic health professional, Pat Anderson. Pat has been an entrepreneur and a business owner for over 20 years, and she brings a wealth of knowledge to Zija International. She's growing a business right around the world, and I am so pleased to welcome her to the call. Welcome to the call, Pat.
Well, thank you, Michael, and I appreciate all that you're doing to help us build Zija. Well, as Michael says, it is exciting times, guys. I just can't believe the growth that we are seeing. And it's because we have such an amazing product and an absolutely brilliant corporate staff that puts it all together for us. And one of the main reasons we have such a product that really does work is because of our formulator, Russ Bianchi. And Russ, it's always a pleasure to be on these calls with you, so welcome to tonight's call.
Good evening to everyone in Zija Nation and Zija Globe.
Awesome. Well, Russ, you have had just a tremendous run on the road. I'm glad you're back home for a while. So what I want to talk about is there are a lot of guests on the line. I could hear them being introduced. Can you give a little background as to who you are and why you got involved with Zija?
Sure. I'm the managing director of a company called Adept Solutions Incorporated. We're a product development company. We create, we convert, we stabilize. We do it in several areas of ingestibles and otherwise, pharmaceutical and drug development, food and beverage, skincare and cosmetics, flavor chemistry and stabilization, chocolate and confectionery, functional and dietary supplementation. The list is long, literally thousands of brands you would see on shelves around the world, or in direct referral sales could be attributed in some part to our company.
So I know you haven't done a lot of network marketing companies. Was this something that you were really interested in getting into?
Not in the beginning, but there were 2 questions asked. A, if this botanical, Moringa oleifera, was so special as purported by documentaries, governmental organizations, scientific organizations, academic organizations, medical organizations around the world, why in the world wasn't anybody using it? That was a reasonable due diligence question. The second question asked was, if someone was using it, could we find out who? What we found out is basically no one was using it. There were multiple dozens of varietals within the species around the world, and specifically, it was basically unpalatable. We agreed to do this because of the founder, Ken Brailsford, and Rob Larson, the CEO, and Ryan Palmer, Vice President of Global Sales. The bottom line is they assured that if we were to get to a product that was palatable and usable and fully readily absorbable, the quality would be maintained. Not only have they adhered to that, they far exceeded that. They brought in our colleague now, Dr. Joshua Plant, Director of Technical and Scientific Services, first in his class at Harvard Medical School, an NIH fellow. The bottom line is, from literally plantation through finished brands, this product delivers wonderful nutrient value found nowhere else from anyone in any combination.
One of the things that we state is our product is bioavailable, enzymatically alive. These are terms that, maybe some of our people listening don't understand. Can you explain what you have developed versus maybe just buying some leaves from the internet?
Or a health food store, for that matter. There are multiple dozens of types of moringa around the world. Most are tropical, very mild in flavor, and that's what you'll find in those stores because that's swallowable. The bottom line here is we are using all the constituent parts of moringa oleifera, the correct varietal that only Zija International offers and no one else. Leaf puree, fruit puree, seed cake, cellulose, fiber oil, and the skincare line, and it's delivering multiple vitamins and minerals that simply haven't been in the food chain for some 4.5 decades. Large levels of absorbable omega-3, 6, and 9, not absorbable from sources like chia seed, flax seed, fish oils, seaweed, whatsoever. 3 dozen naturally occurring anti-inflammatories in this one botanical, only from Zija International. Multiple dozens of antioxidants, anti-carcinogens, kinase inhibitors, all the amino acids, the essential building blocks of life, 9 of which are essential, all found in moringa, only from Zija International. The bottom line here, Pat, is Zija delivers what no one else has. We're delivering nutrient value because the food chain's been dumbed down. Now, we're nobody's doctor here tonight. This is not a medical conversation. We do not diagnose, treat, prevent, cure, mitigate, prescribe either at Adept Solutions or at Zija International. But we are delivering to the body real nutrition. And if you give the body what the body requires, it's the body that self-corrects.
Okay, so let's get into talking about the product line and how you developed it. Let's talk about the first product that you brought into the marketplace.
Well, initially, back in 2006, it was in a drinkable form in a can, but it was soon eclipsed by Smart Mix, new and improved with Dr. Joshua Plant's help to make it even further bioavailable with Foti, stevia, and real stevia, not the chemistry, as well as chicory to allow for prebiotic absorption. And so Smart Mix was the basis of everything, truly. We then went on to Super Mix with even more wonderful moringa in it, and then from there to sports drinks, both drinkable in the XM3 and the XM Plus. And we really never had approached, at least at Adept Solutions, a sports drink for a simple reason, Pat. Most of the products out on the market claiming energy or power kinesiologically don't deliver either. They have bad-for-you things in them, like anhydrous synthetic chemical caffeine, that in combination with blood depressants, things like alcohol, will literally cause a heart attack. That's proven, that's empirical, that's not up for debate. They have taurine and guarana, which are not generally recognized as safe, and are linked to birth defects and cancer. They have artificial sweeteners, colorants, acidulants, preservatives, stabilizers. They use things like B6 and 12 vitamins synthesized chemically from the intestines of pigs in slaughterhouses before the rest is macerated for cheap canned pet food. That is not something you would be giving to your family or your friend if you knew better. At Zija International, real kinesiological benefit, real records created, championships won, medals achieved with the real sports kinesiological energy with the XM3 and XM Plus, Pat.
Okay, let's go to the pure nutrition. Because all this is really is an organic whole food, anybody can take it, can't they?
Absolutely. If you're in the space-time continuum and breathing, absolutely. Do you breathe air? Do you drink water? Do you consume food? If you can do that, the pure sure nutrition is for you.
Excellent. Now, personally, everybody is different. We all like different tastes, etc. But I really believe that this product is I guess we get how do I say this? We get more benefit with it if we had a little bit more water with it. I like to have it in 18, 20 ounces of water.
Yeah, and further, I recommend that you don't drink it all at once either, Pat. A little more water gives more enzymatic activity for better bioavailability and better absorption of all that wonderful nutrient value delivered from Zija's, Moringa, and no one else's.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have our nutrition, we have our energy, but then my business exploded when Zija and yourself developed a weight management system. Wow, explain that to us.
Well, the problem, I think we have to identify the problem. The problem is the world today, the processed industrialized food chain is pretty badly dumbed down. Everything has been stripped of its nutrient values. So we're overfed, we're undernourished, and we're overdrugged. We're consuming more than double the calories, Pat, that most folks did maybe 35, 40 years ago. We're receiving, depending on the category, up to 85% less absorbable nutrient value to run the body correctly in more than double those calories. Somewhere between 400 and 450% more prescription drugs. Of the last 6,000 drugs approved at the regulatory agencies in North America, per the former editor of the New England Journal of Medicine, Dr. Marcia Angel, basically you have about 70 adverse side effects up to and including premature death per drug. So if those were the solution, well, there wouldn't be a problem. Today we see 1 out of 3 people with a blood glucose issue. We see up to 7 out of 10 with a challenge in weight or morbid weight challenge. So there is a problem. And then they put bad for you things into these foods like 55DE high fructose corn syrup that is linked with obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer, depression, and the list goes on. So the bottom line here is, if that's the problem, why not just go on a diet? Well, diets don't work, Pat. Kumbaya weigh-in sessions, phony new and improved point scales, TV commercials claiming scientific indexes that don't even empirically exist, have-been singers claiming they lost 50 pounds on something that's sent to your house, when in point of fact they were at a fat farm on a treadmill losing that weight. Why there's even more caloric benefit or nutritional benefit in some of the packaging of some of these things that show up than there are sometimes in the products themselves. And numbers don't lie. If those things really worked, if all those diets really worked, why has everybody got a weight challenge? So we asked a simple question. We said we're not a diet, and we're delivering real wholesome and absorbable nutrient value found nowhere else but Moringa oleifera from Zija International. Why not give them the opportunity with morning or afternoon capsule to satiate themselves, meaning they're not hungry, and burn stored potential energy, your own body fat instead? And that's what we did with AM and with PM. And then we came out with a premium tea to make sure you don't hit a plateau and you're allowed to detoxify. As a matter of fact, that premium tea is a Ken Brailsford Master Herbalist-based formula that Moringa was contributing to. And then Dr. Joshua Plant blew through several thousand studies, and we improved those, as we said earlier, with the benefit of a prebiotic in the Smart Mix and the XM Plus. And in addition to that, do you like to be thin and win? Because with XM Burn, you will. As a matter of fact, to quote David Moses, lead distributor globally right now, top money earner on the Life Unlimited tour that Chris Estes, he and myself just completed. The XM Burn has the potential to literally double the company before the end of 2014, and I think that's a conservative estimate. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just hearing some fantastic results when I was traveling People are losing a lot of weight on this product and love how they feel on it. So I'm excited about it.
Yep. The results don't lie. It's all being delivered thanks to Zija and thanks to Moringa.
Okay. Now, I'm going to say one of my favorite products is the Prime 90. I could drink that every single day, and I think I do. So why did you develop that Prime 90?
Well, there's a lot of protein products on the market, a lot of meal replacement shakes and whatnot on the market. And the problem with all of them is they're using synthesized, hydrogenated, hydrolyzed, concentrated, isolated, acidified, genetically modified forms of corn, soy, and whey. As a matter of fact, there's empirical evidence out there linking genetic modification, at least in corn and soy, to tumors and cancer. And these are in empirical studies. Whether withdrawn from journals or not, the evidence is there. Pictures don't lie. And bottom line is, we didn't want to go down that road, but we knew that moringa was the most protein-dense, leafy, botanical source of protein in the world. That's a big deal, because the next nearest source is a legume, and it's genetically modified. So we waited a while to get the right combination to deliver the optimum number of grams of protein per 27-gram serving in a moringa-based delicious vanilla and chocolate and Prime 90. And does this help build muscle mass, slow and fast twitch muscle? Does this assist in satiety and a trim and literally life unlimited outcome? The answer is yes. We've literally seen it, and there's evidence out there for third-party verification as to the benefits of Prime 90.
Well, Rush, I always experiment on different flavors and doing smoothies. So my favorite now is kale and frozen pineapple with the vanilla. Oh my gosh, it is so good.
That sounds delicious. I know Rod Larson has a Black Forest he does with the chocolate and put some berries into it. I tried that the other day. Absolutely superb. So yeah, I recommend people to experiment with what they like to blend with and see if they too are happy with the multiplicity of what's available with Prime 90.
And it's great for the kids, Russ.
Oh, wonderful. There's no doubt that this is available for anyone that's breathing, and kids, seniors, centurions. It's a wonderful meal replacement. Unlike those, dancing plastic bottles in refrigerators on TV commercials saying they're in charge. Unlike the ones that claim that somehow they've charged you up in cans or otherwise. If those things actually worked, then why aren't the results there? See, at Zija International, there's a fundamental difference. This is a direct referral model where folks tell each other about the product. They share. They don't sell anything. They're basically sharing information for other folks to learn about. And it's in that beauty and in that simple distribution model that this will expand on a geometric progression basis. Basically, as long as you and I are around, Pat.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know my grandchildren sure love it. So our last division is our skincare, and you're talking about the burn going to double us. I really feel that our skincare line is our sleeping giant.
You'd be correct, and there's some probably very exciting announcements to come from Dr. Joshua Plant at some time this year regarding other additions. But Gen M, or Generation Moringa, is basically one of the finest, if not the finest, advancements in skincare or topical nutrition available. We at Adept have done a lot of products in Europe, United Kingdom, North and South America, as well as Asia in these categories. I must tell you, this is vastly superior in net results. Moringa oleifera's oil from the seed pod has been crushed for literally multiple millennia, but mostly for fuel or cooking fuel and or lamp fuel. Nobody bothered to really play around with it and see what it would do to the skin you're in. And if you love the skin you're in, you will love Gen M, because we are literally at a cellular level on a topical basis improving comes from a stem cell and collagen standpoint, and the results simply don't lie. They're available for anyone to see and anyone to try, and literally involved with the guarantees that Zege International provides.
Well, I just, I'm big into the horses. And so I use the Super Mix now with my horses, and I use the oil a lot on cuts and stuff, and I'll tell you, does it ever work quick? I'm just so pleased with the results I'm getting.
I've literally had folks on a case-by-case basis in the veterinary world report that gashed wounds, accidents on animals in general heal up in very rapid fashion, far superior than to traditional pharmaceutical methods. Now, we have to remember something here, Pat. Not only are we not diagnosing, treating, preventing, curing, mitigating, prescribing, or healing, it's all about a specific person, their specific predispositions, their specific caloric intake or lack thereof, their specific or integrated protocol of measured amounts, measured over a specific period of time for specific measurable net results. But is the trend in terms of those that stay with Zega far outstripping any other referral model in the market today? Yeah, it's all based off of Rod Larson and Ken Brailsford's very acute leadership and stewardship to understand that people stay when something works. And there is a very lucrative opportunity on a referral basis also attached to it.
Well, one of the interesting things, like I've been taking the product, 5.5 years now, and I look back on pictures, and I remember how I used to feel, and I know, internally, everything has changed so much, and, going to be 57 here in a couple of weeks, and you too, Russ, I feel great for, taking this product. I just love it.
Well, I got on the burn myself. I've always been taking the Super Mix, and I've recently dropped that nagging 5 to 7 pounds I didn't want to have on me, and I'll be moving into a sabbatical area right now, Pat, in the near future, and I've been on the road now for almost 7 years straight, and I'm going to get back into the CrossFit gym also. A little exercise won't hurt me, and I'm certainly going to miss everyone on the road, but it's time now, I think, between the Race to Summit tour prior to convention, the Life Unlimited tour. I don't think I've been home more than 14 days in the last several months. So it's time for Christmas. I would wish everyone happy holidays and a wonderful and prosperous New Year. But Uncle Russ will be ceasing Ask the Formulator calls. That was effective today, as well as going into a sabbatical status. And after I recharge my batteries, hopefully we'll be able to talk to each other or see each other again.
Well, Russ, you know how much we appreciate everything you've done, and there's so many of us you've helped us build our, businesses. But I know your family is going to absolutely love having you home.
So I'm already at home, and in the last 24 hours, I'm already feeling a little better about the whole thing. What I would suggest to everybody is, if you're on this call tonight for the first time, get back with those that brought you to the call to learn more about the wholesome opportunity provided by Ken Brailsford and Zege International. I would also encourage you to look at all the third-party tools that are available and verifications. You're in business for yourself if you're interested in talking to others about this, but you're not in business by yourself. With the passing the baton to Josh Plant and taking a little respite, which I think is well deserved after 7 years of the Blitzkrieg pace, you're in very good hands with those that are in charge right now.
Well, thank you so much, Russ. And, what we'll be doing next year is, we're so lucky we have so many people in the health profession. So I'm going to get back on the calls doing what I did 4 years ago, is having, different doctors and professionals on the call, helping educate about the Moringa product and our product line. So we'll be starting that. We're going to take the next 2 weeks off for Christmas and New Year's, and then start in January with those calls. So Russ, I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you, and well-deserved rest coming up.
Thank you so much to everyone out there. I'm going to miss you. I will keep you in my prayers, and I hope you'll keep myself and my family in yours.
Okay, great. Well, everybody on the call, tomorrow night there is an opportunity call with one of our top income earners, and they'll explain to you how to get into the business, and it's always a great call to get information. So I appreciate all of you on the line, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. Take care, everyone.
Merry Christmas, Russ. Thanks so much. Love you, Uncle Russ.